Hello! It's time for vlog number 94. Wow. I don't think I'll ever change the format of these. But anyway, right. I'm indoors. Green screen. And this is last year's Halloween setup. Since it's October and the next one will be November. I put the Halloween backdrop up. This was basically outside our front door last Halloween. We also had the smoke machine there, which all the kids in the neighbourhood love when when they're doing their trick or treats. I'm not a big fan. Family is, so outvoted. I'm not a big fan of Christmas either. Family is outvoted. I'm not a big fan of fireworks. Family is outvoted. I don't do hype, and they're all hype. Anyway, so what's happened in the last 3 weeks? Apart from the Expo, not a hell of a lot, but the Expo was a hell of a big one. Okay, Blackpool. Starting off, because I took the family now, I took my wife, my middle two, my eldest son and my youngest daughter. Okay. My wife wanted to get some salads and stuff in Morrison's and food for the trip up. So we went to Morrison's. Then I remembered I'd left my drone, which was a complete waste of time because of the weather. We'll more on that later. And my headset. Well, I really wanted my headset, so went back for the headset. So we basically started off about 20 past 11. Now, one thing I did notice on the way up, it's been a while since I did long motorway driving. Driving standards are horrendous, and the weather made it even worse. I mean, and you know, on the motorway you've got some places where there are 4 lanes. The inside lanes are empty. The 2 inside lanes are completely empty, and the outside lanes nobody wants to move to the inside lanes. And then you get people overtaking on the inside, which isn't surprising really. I try to avoid that wherever possible. But it really makes driving properly awkward because nobody knows what they're bloody doing. You know, and I've had places where I've come to a point indicated to go back into the inside lane, and somebody passes me on the inside. It's a good job one of us uses the mirrors. Yeah. So, Storm Amy was rapidly approaching. And I've already gone on driving standards, but the road conditions as well were horrendous. Motorway, there were huge sections of 40 mile an hour. And around about, I estimate, it's just an estimate of a 10 mile, 20 mile an hour section on the M5. Due to oncoming traffic. Never saw anything oncoming. And it was about 3 miles after everything was clear. There was nothing. All the traffic was fairly well spaced by now. 3 miles of 20 mile an hour, past that, with speed cameras. Anyway, then, so I got over. I didn't get as far as I wanted to before I had to pull into a service station. And that was for physical needs, not for charging needs. Of course, I got an EV now. So I thought I'd charge at the time. And I'm looking around, I'm thinking, where's all the high power chargers that I used last time? I'm only getting 11 kilowatts on this, on my Type 2 charger. So, I'm looking now. I stop at about 3 or 4 service stations then after that, looking for a high-powered Type 2 charger. Anyway, I'm thinking, okay, I'll just put enough in here now to get to Blackpool, which I did. And about 5 minutes before I'm taking it off, I'm thinking, hang on, I know I didn't have this problem when I went last time. So I checked, unplugged out the charging, and yes, I got CCS, haven't I? Which is I take a little bung off, and I got another 2 pins, which I could put a high power charger in. I felt like a donut, but at least I've learned that now. So I got the Blackpool on 10%, and after Arcade Club it was 6%. So anyway, it took 8 hours to get there. 8 hours. Not because of the charging. That was just basically an hour. That was basically an hour of messing about with the charger. But yeah, it was 8 hours. So I was 7 hours of driving. I didn't actually feel driving fatigue because of it, because that car is so nice to drive. So after Arcade Club, then met up with a few of the guys and played a few games. And I noticed that the pig knocking game was fixed and working again. I didn't have a go on that though, but I did notice it was there. I found a nearby charger in a pub called the Golden Eagle. I went in there. I spent 20 minutes in there, taking it from 6% up to 40%. So I was good then for the rest of the weekend, and I actually returned there to charge to 100% on the Sunday afternoon before settling down for the evening. And that only took another 20 minutes anyway, so yeah, or 25 minutes, something like that, to take it to 100%. Half hour. It wasn't long anyway, it wasn't long. Certainly wasn't as long as we were waiting in service stations. Anyway, so in the hotel, the Norbreck, or the Norbroke as I call it. No heating in any of the rooms, in any part of the hotel, because a boiler trip switch kept tripping. And there was no idea whether they were going to fix it. And they didn't. Window in the bedroom was insecure, so there was a draft coming in at all times. You could see the window moving. Bed was bloody freezing. I actually had to get the quilt from another bed, because we were in a family room. The room was quite nice, I got to be honest. Apart from that window, the room was quite nice. The shower was lovely. Amenities I couldn't fault. Amenities throughout the whole hotel I could not fault. But the drafts all the way through. So yeah, I'm going back again. Oh yes, and the television. There was a stand on the television in my son's room, and he wanted to plug his PlayStation 5 in, and couldn't, because he couldn't get the HDMI cable in. When we asked about that in the night, said the security guy said, yeah, just ask in the morning, and they may be able to just put a different TV in there. Asked about that, and the manager at the desk said, no, can't. It's not pat tested. Well, I've looked up on pat testing, and that's bugger all to do with it. It's only to do with the stuff that they own and they service. It's nothing to do with what people bring in. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, when I went to Arcade Club, I looked, and I'm looking for there's parking up there, and you got to pay to park and all this lot. And I couldn't get hold of the website to pay. Went in. Oh, you don't pay for parking. It's free. Good. I got everything out of order here. Anyway. Breakfast. £12.50 each, so it came to 50 quid for everybody, which isn't too bad. And it was a confusing layout. It was a confusing layout. However, it was basically eat as much as you want. Go grab together. There was juice and cutlery in one place. There was the breakfast in another place. There was bread in another place. Oh my god, it was all over the place. But it was nice. It was tasty. So yeah, but that was the only day we had breakfast in there. So event day 1. They went shopping. And about 10 minutes into the RJ Michael talk, I had a phone call where batteries given up on the trolley because of the wind. It was very, very windy on the trolley. I say trolley. I keep calling it a trolley. It's a Motability scooter. So I had to bloody head down then and pick them up, and trying to find where they were was a bloody nightmare. I found them, picked them up, got them back, and got back just in time for Jeff Minter, which was good. Anyway, I really enjoyed the Jeff Minter talk, and I'm hoping, I haven't seen it yet, I haven't really looked. I want to see the RJ Michael talk as well. So, yeah. I also, when I was in the event hall, noticed that Golf was running on a mister. Everything in the cabinet was working perfectly, but it was running on a mister. And it was too easy to accidentally enter the menu, which meant people were going in there and changing all the controls because they didn't know what to do. Well, I changed everything back, set it all back up again, and it was working perfectly. Until it wasn't. Somebody else came along and buggered it all up, so I gave up on that, otherwise it would be a full-time job. Right, now, evening, Chippy. Went over to the Chippy with Charlie Farr and Graham from the Norwich Amiga group, and found out it was only cash. So went back to the hotel, picked up my bank card, went with my son to get some cash out, and went back to the Chippy and got some chips. And the fish I had was a very, very rude shape. I didn't take a photograph of it, but yeah, maybe I should have, but I don't regret not taking a photograph. But it was a very rude shape. But yeah, good value, just over 20 quid for the 4 of us. Now, yeah, So yeah, now I was expecting everybody to be at some sort of impromptu after party, but they were all the official after party. Everybody got press bands, and I found out I can probably get a press band next year, but for the actual after party. So it was just me and Maud, one of the tubers challenges, who's very good at games. It was music entertainment on. They were singing 60s with live, live singers. Wasn't bad at all. Couldn't hear Mitch over there. He was playing bingo when I got there. Had a few beers, yeah. Okay, so bed then. Froze, as I say. Got the other quilt and warmed up a bit. Wore socks in bed. God, my feet were freezing. Next day. So yeah, we had some food in the hotel. Sausage and bacon baps. They were lovely and actually good value again. So yeah. There was coffee in the hotel room. I had a shower and a shave and yeah, the usual stuff in the morning. So I did a video walk around, which is already online, and went and had a few looks at the things I didn't look at on a Saturday, like Polybius in VR. Giles there, Jeff's partner. He helped me with the VR headset and got me set up and going. I got Polybius. And I'll come back to that after the event stuff. So yeah, I had a look at the Vectrex Mini, and I was honestly impressed. The display can be set up to look like it's got vector trails, various sizes. It can be set up as a cabinet clock, as a screensaver sort of thing. So yeah, I'm fully intending to get one. Hopefully for the first batch of 50, otherwise for the second batch of 200. I can go to 112 quid. I don't think I'll be getting it at full price of 150 though, if I miss out on that. But I'm nights when it goes live, so I just hope I'm awake when it does. Yes, so, as I say, I charged the car, as I said, to 100%. Went to a different chippy because when we went to first time was shut. I was parking outside this chippy. Wonderful. Somebody came out and said, "Ooh, I can park in there." Parked in there, off the street. Lovely. I wasn't going to walk around there in the weather we had. So yeah. So glad I had the car this year because the trams weren't running. And it was a long walk to Arcade Club otherwise. In the storm. I'm glad I had the car this year. So on then Sunday evening, it was a quiet evening. Most people had actually gone home. So I had a beer with the family. I ended up having a little whiskey to finish. They wanted to go back. Oh, we want to watch the Strictly Decision. And I said, "Oh, we'll put it on iPlayer. I guess we don't have to go." We stayed in the bar for a little while. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, on the way back then. The return, not much traffic, much better. There was traffic a bit, but that's just the usual stuff. Stopped up at Hilton Services, just south of where the M6 branches into the toll road. And it was 20 minutes charge to take it up. I took it up to 80%. Got home after 5 hours from leaving with 35%. So yeah, it was a good weekend. I really enjoyed it, and I will be booking Norbrook again next year. The convenience tops all. The convenience trumps all. Sorry, there are better hotels, and there are better bed and breakfast that I've stayed at the last few years. But the convenience of actually staying in the hotel just topped a lot of it, I'm afraid. So yeah, it is worth going to the hotel for the Norbrook, even though it's far from perfect. Yeah, right. Okay. I've only got a few more things now, and one of them is back to that Polybius. My son's got an Oculus too, and I thought I'd try and get Polybius running in VR. So I got everything set up on the computer for VR. I got it set up on the Oculus for VR. It wouldn't connect. I got Linux, and apparently you can get it to work, but not very well. And yeah, Linux is getting better for gaming, but if you actually want a VR headset that works, the Steam headset works with Linux, it's over 500 quid. Not going to do that for something which is really a niche entertainment system that I wouldn't use that often. I'd use it, don't get me wrong. And I gotta be honest, the Oculus 2 it's a fantastic thing. It's a great experience. but it's very, very limited, especially when you can't connect it to a PC. I was going to think, if it worked, if I got it working, I would have got one second hand, because it's good enough for me. I don't need all the fancy new stuff, but I'm not going to spend 500 quid on a VR system. Okay, now I've got my blood donor card. Let's see, I got the mini one in here. It's the keyring one. I'm going to cover up the number. But one thing I did notice is the test I did is accurate. I am in fact B negative blood type. So yeah, I shall be booking another blood test now, a blood donation now in December. I've got a flu shot today once I finish this vlog in about 1 hour and 20 minutes from the time I'm speaking. That's around the corner. And if I get booked, get a chance for a COVID jab, I'll have one of them. But I've checked up and there is no wait time after either vaccination before donating blood. So that's fine. That's fine. I don't have to worry about that. Just let them know I've donated. I've done it. Okay. So, looking at the videos on YouTube, and this one particularly caught my eye. Wacky Races 2025 movie theme tune. I'm thinking, there's no Wacky Races film coming out, surely. I had a quick look. No, there's no Wacky Races film coming out. So I had a look at the video. And starts off Jim Carrey tweaking a moustache. I'm thinking, okay. I got 13 seconds in before I thought, this is AI. 17 seconds, stopped it, looked, and yeah, even the description actually says it's AI. The whole thing was AI, including the music. Full singing. It's like a country and western rock clash, mashup. And yeah, I'm wondering if these AI people have had permission from Jim Carrey to use his bloody likeness in an AI video. And I bet they haven't. Anyway, went back to the main thing. Don't recommend channel. Not interested. I'm not going to swear, but yeah, there's still signs. There's still signs at the moment. But those signs are getting harder to spot. And this is my biggest problem with AI. You're not going to know what's real and what's not. So yeah. There are good uses for AI, as I keep saying. But generative AI, an AI that uses copyright theft. Blatant copyright theft. They can even imitate somebody who knows, a famous person or somebody who knows voice. And there's been an AI video recently posted online of a certain individual wearing a crown, flying a jet, dumping crap all over crowds. So yeah, that's brilliant behaviour from a president, isn't it? Anyway, I promised I wouldn't go on to politics. I just broke that, but that's all I'm saying about politics this time. I got one more thing to do before the shout-outs. This little print here, 3D print, it took 13 hours. This tiny little print took 13 hours. There was almost 500 filament changes in 279 layers. Let's do this for a thumbnail. Let's do this for a thumbnail. There's my thumbnail. Yeah. So yeah. Lovely little thing. But yeah, by heck, a lot of filament changes in a lot of time. 4 colours. Brown, which was freshly opened for it. Red, white and black. Blackpool duck. I've had that on the back burner for a couple of months, believe it or not. But yeah, there we go. So, on to the shout-outs. These are the people who commented on my videos in the last 3 weeks. These are Lucas Rainford, Mark Blaster, Delboy 3K1, Robert Morrison, 62 Mike, Nichols Wilson, Patricia Davis, Maud, Down the Rabbit Hole, Dark Side of Video, and Luca Carminati, who commented on my Hero is Back video, saying that there is a trick for getting through the sliding lava walls that he thought everybody knew from the original. I've never known that. It's the first I've heard of it. I'm going to have to check that out. Definitely, because the challenge for Hero is Back is still ongoing. Anyway, that's quite a long one, almost 20 minutes. It's going to be 20 minutes by the time I finish. So yeah, that'll do. Until the next one, 3 weeks time, November. Bloody, getting close to winter now. And it'll be after the clocks go back. Ugh. Right. Have a good one. Catch you in 3 weeks. Ta-ra now.